Our next guest is a New York Times bestselling author thanks to her fantasy novels geared toward young adults. Her latest book, called Last Things, hits bookstores today. And best of all, I love it, she's in Minnesota. She lives right here in Minnesota. Give it up for Jacqueline West, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
So the new book is called Last Things.
Yes.
And is this part of your series, your series?
No, this is a standalone book.
Okay, so tell me the plot. What's this one about?
So in a nutshell, it's my modern-day Minnesotan metal retelling of the legend of the musician who might have sold his soul to the devil.
Oh.
So yeah.
So what? Give me a taste more. What's the main protagonist like?
Sure. So the main protagonist is a boy named Anders. He's 18 years old.
I like that name.
Me too,
I like that name.
He lives in a small made-up town in northern Minnesota, and his band is called Last Things. And they are just starting to have the kind of growing local and online popularity that's making everyone think, oh, they're going to make it big.
Yeah.
But Anders secretly fears that his talent, which is incredible, isn't all earned, that he might have sort of accidentally made a bargain with a dark force that is now going to come and collect.
Now, let me ask you, because I always love that there was an interview years ago that J.K. Rowling did about her, where the idea for Potter came. Mm-hmm. She was, I think, on a subway, or she was, where I'm always interested for you as an author, where did you find this character? Where did this come from? So
this one came from a ridiculous source, actually. Most of my books come in flashes of inspiration like that, but this one was different. I teach a lot of writing workshops at schools, and I was at a little school in Wisconsin where I was doing character creation workshop, and the activity makes kids draw an image out of a box, and then they have to write about a character inspired by that image. And a boy had picked a picture of a teenager playing an electric guitar and screaming into a microphone. So that was going to be his character. And then he kind of got stuck. So I was asking him prompting questions about, okay, so maybe there's someone in his life who doesn't want him to play the guitar, and that's going to be the conflict. Or maybe there's a problem at his school, or maybe it's something supernatural, like there's a devil that follows him everywhere he goes. And the kid went, ooh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I'll take the devil one, yes.
Yeah, and so did I.
Yeah.
So after that session, I went out to my car, and I just scribbled page after page of notes.
Did it start pouring out of you?
Yeah.
Because J.K. always said, and I was so interested in this, she goes, the minute she heard boy wizard, and then she said she thought there's going to be 5 schools, or how many schools are there? 5? 4 or 5? Anyway, 4. She goes, she saw the 4 schools, and da-da-da-da. And I just thought that my mind as a non-writer doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? So I'm interested. Did you see the world pretty quickly? I saw half of it. I saw Anders, and I knew what his life was going to be about. And then it was many months later, I was driving my car down a Wisconsin road, and I suddenly got another flash. And this time it was my other main character. So the book is told in revolving viewpoints. And there's another character named Thea, who's kind of Anders' stalker. She is this mega fan who is new to his little town, but she might be something much more than she seems. And suddenly I could hear her voice in my head, and I almost had to pull the car over to the side of the road. I got to a coffee shop and again wrote page after page. Do you feel protective over these, because they're fictional characters, but are they real to you? Oh, they're very real. Like if I walked past them on the street one day, I don't think I'd feel totally surprised. They feel utterly real. Because you know, even if it's not written down, I would imagine you know their backstory. You know details that won't probably make the book, but do you think about them often? Oh, yeah. And when you're done writing about them, too, you miss them. It's like they're your friends who are still in your head, and now, you're done talking with them. So your series, The Books of Elsewhere, now we were talking about The Flash, and it happened, and you pulled over, and you wrote it, but correct me if I'm wrong, it took you 8 years to write your first book? Yes, it did. Lord, that is... You go, taking 8 years. Yeah. I am slow. I mean, each book usually takes me anywhere between 8 years, and there are a few that have taken 8 to 4 years to 1 year. I'm not a super speedy writer. I have to let things percolate for a while. Why young adult? Does that genre speak to you? Did the fantasy, does that speak to you? I think it does. I don't know if I'm not calling you immature. No, I just want to be... Feel free. I think there is a part of me that is stuck in that. But I think it's the age at which I fell totally in love with books and with reading. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Who did you read at that age?
Well, when I was in high school, I was really pretentious, and I was reading Les Miserables and Anna Karenina, and all of it was like right over my head.
Oh, we wouldn't have been friends. Yeah. I was reading Beverly Cleary at that point. Yeah, I was like, I'm kidding. Yeah.
But earlier than that, it was everything else. It was Judy Blume. It was Roald Dahl. It was, I was just a voracious reader. And so, when I was old enough to kind of fall in love with it and choose my own books, I think part of me is still writing for that kind of reader.
I'm always in awe of like singers. I wish I'm very blessed, and I like what I do, obviously. But I'm always in awe of people that have a skill that I wish I had. I wish I could be a writer because I admire writers so much. So thank you for sharing your gift with us. I really appreciate it. Jacqueline West, everybody. Last Thing is available where books are sold. Go support local artists, everybody. And for more, and she's a New York Times bestselling author. Let's just be clear, yeah. And for more on her other books, head to JacquelineWest.com. And if you missed this segment, if you want to share it with your teens, we'll post this on Facebook a little bit later.